Perfect. Go for it.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us on the first of what is going to be 4 very exciting classes on dementia and memory care. Thank you for being here. Thank you to those on Zoom who decided to join us tonight. So first thing I'm going to do is introduce myself. My name is Mary Susan Ayatt, and for those of you who don't know me, I am the campus administrator of this wonderful campus, and I am joined here tonight by Marley Patterson.
Hi, my name is Marley, and I am the memory care nurse manager for Tay Holly.
Yes, and a gift to us every single day that she is here, I can tell you that. So before we begin, there is a poll that went up. How many people here are currently taking care of someone with dementia? Okay. Yes, absolutely. Okay, we've got 4 here in person. Oh, look at those tabulations. This is like election night, right? This is very exciting. Okay, so yeah. Actually, this is terrific. All right, so out of 55 people, 12 answered yes, plus we had 4 here in the audience, and then 43 said no, which is terrific because you're going to be on the front side of it, okay, before this needs to happen. All right, so for those of you that are joining us online, if you have any questions, type into the chat box, and Marley is going to be my Vanna White this evening, and she'll be helping me with those questions. And then the last thing is, some of you have heard this story, so forgive me. I have been doing this type of work for about 30 years, and at 25 years, someone in our extended family was diagnosed with mid-stage Alzheimer's at 62 years of age. And so I, puffed up and said, oh, this isn't going to be a problem. I've been doing this a long time. I've had hundreds of residents with dementia over the years, so I can help you navigate this. And then I sat down with her for the first time to try to talk to her and realized how much I didn't know. Okay, I had the classes on what happens to your brain and all these clinical things, but not necessarily how to manage certain behaviors and different things. And so a beloved colleague of mine gave me a ticket to go see Teepa Snow. That name is spelled T-E-E-P-A, last name Snow. And she gave me a ticket to go and see a seminar up in North Seattle, and I'm going to share parts of that seminar. I went forward to becoming a certified dementia trainer for Teepa Snow in this area, and then went on to take more classes to become contracted with the great state of Washington to train our care staff and any others in our, actually anyone in the state of Washington, what the state requires for dementia. So I'm going to share this with you, but I do want to have a disclaimer, and that is things can be very unpredictable when someone has dementia. And they might say things that you've never heard them say before and use words you've never heard them say before. They may touch things in public that you've never seen them do before, okay? Some of this she will put into these classes to help you understand that it's the disease, okay? So 4-letter words you may hear again, like my sainted grandmother never would have said, but sometimes it'll come out and you just have to roll with it, all right? So without further ado, I'm gonna have our friend Brett over there, and he's gonna get us started.
What we're going to talk about now is the difference between normal aging and not normal aging. Now understand, I did not say dementia. I just said normal aging, not normal aging, because one of our big misconceptions in this country is that if it's not normal aging, it's going to be dementia. And that's not true. So we've got to get that one off the table. So what I'm going to do very quickly is give you 2 quick little role plays that are going to take you through normal versus not normal. So I'll do normal first. I'm in the living room. And I've been watching a TV program, and the program finishes, and I decide, you know what? I'm thirsty. I think I'm going to go make a pot of coffee. And I head toward the kitchen to make coffee. But before I get all the way in the kitchen, the telephone rings. And so I answer the telephone. Hello? Oh, hey, sweetheart. How have you been? Well, yes, of course I know who it is. It's, right on the tip of my tongue. Starts with a B. Betty, of course it's Betty. Sorry. Recognized your voice right away, just couldn't think of your name. Yeah, senior moment. Huh? What? Oh, no, I'd love to get together. Oh, today? Okay, what? At 2 this afternoon? All right. Oh, at the mall. Okay, well, which end? Macy's. Oh, that's where J.C. Penney's was, right? They moved out and then, I know what you're talking about. Absolutely. The menswear, is that the same, yep, I know where to be. 2 o'clock, I'll be there. Wait right inside the door. I'll be waiting right inside that door. It's supposed to be a little chilly this afternoon. Yeah. Huh? What? Oh, they opened a new chocolate store. Oh, well, you know me. You know what I'm going to get. I'll get caramels. I always get caramels. You're going to get, I know you like the white flaky stuff in the chocolate. Yes, coconut, of course. That's you. Huh? Oh, no, I'll be happy to call and see if Margaret wants to come. That'd be great. Yeah. Oh, the vacation pictures? Oh, yeah, I'll bring them. Wait till you see yourself in that bathing suit. Oh, I was just kidding. Just teasing you. You know how I am. Such a teaser. She's getting fat. I'm not going to say it, but she sure is getting fat. Okay. Huh? What? No, I didn't say anything. I was just talking to myself, writing a note. All right, sweetheart. Well, I'll see you then. Love you. Okay. Bye-bye. What did I come in here for? Okay, hang on. Let me think here. I was in the living room. I was watching the TV. Program ended. Telephone. Betty hadn't called. I'd been able to remember. Okay, let me think on this. Was it here? Okay. I was in the living room. I was sitting right here. Okay, and the program ended, and I thought, God, man. Okay. Coffee. Why could I not think of that? Lord knows I'm losing it. Now, all of you've gone dead silent because all of your brains are going, oh shit, I have this. Every single one of your brains is going, oh my God. And your brain is going, that's not dementia, that can't be dementia. I don't think that's dementia, that's just normal. Isn't that normal? I think that's normal. Your brain is talking to itself. One side is going, I think you've got, no, she didn't say that was dementia. I think she said that was just not normal. I think that was okay. That happens every single time. The room gets dead silent because if you just think old people are worried about this crap, no, we're all concerned. Because you're going, I think I've done that. I did that just yesterday. What you've totally forgot, because in that moment your brain was going, is I said that was normal. I was going to do normal first. So here's what I think I better do. Do this. Roll your shoulders. I think we better do it one more time. You need to let it go. Breathe out all the way because you guys were going. And by the end, your brain's going, shit, oh my God, you've got it. I told you. I told you it's not just stress. I didn't think it was just stress. I told you it was just. Especially when I had to come back and sit in the chair. You were going, oh my God. So.
So how many of you people have ever had an experience like that? Several times a day for me. Yes, senior exercise, absolutely. So you know what? Let's all take those deep cleansing breaths and get rid of some of that cortisol. So breathe in. Okay, kind of shake it off. All right. You know, we're all laughing, but it's scary because you don't know. You just don't. So yeah, it's she has an excellent way of bringing these forward. One thing I want to mention too is that depending on questions, this could go a little bit long. So for those of you that are Zooming in or that need to be out of here in exactly 1 hour, this is recorded. You can pick up anything you missed this evening, okay? All right, Brett, I think we're ready for the next one.
Okay, so here we go. Hand up. Human beings have 5 ways to take things from, do this, out there and get them in their brain. 5 ways to take data from the world around you and put it in here so you can use it. You can process it, you can understand it, you can appreciate it. So the number 1 way, notice how it's separated from all the others. It's special. Do this, be an artist. Visual data. Visual data is the most powerful incoming data. It is what human beings prefer, and it is what they want first in any way of collecting data. They want to see something first. It allows them to see it, and then they can start to think about what they want to do next. But what you see is the most powerful sensory input that you're going to get in your brain. But here's the interesting thing about vision. Show me what you see with. Point to what you see with. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Put your hand back here. This is where you process in your brain what you see. So brain activity in the occipital area, the back of your brain, is where you process visual input. There's a little bit of distance there, isn't there? What connects the input system to the processing system is wiring. And in dementia, all wiring goes on the fritz and then dies. Just so you know. So there's a lot of wiring here, and it's complicated wiring. It's actually fairly complicated because how many eyes do you have? 2. So you've got to take in data from 2 eyes, integrate those 2 pieces of data, process it, and then make sense of it. So all that's happening in the back of your brain. I'll show you in a few minutes. There's a huge amount of your brain devoted to visual processing. It's huge. There's also wiring between what you see and some other parts. Second way that you get data in your brain, take your index finger. Oh, look at how it points to things. What you hear, auditory incoming. Auditory data is the second most important way that human beings get data into their brain. Auditory. But if you hear a sound off to the side, what will you immediately do? Look, because this is primary. This just alerts you to go look and see what it is you want to see. So when it comes to dementia, visual then auditory. People with dementia pay more attention and are getting more value out of what they see than what they hear. This is secondary, this is primary. Guess what caregivers like to do a lot though? Do this. Y'all love to run your mouth. You think they're paying attention to what you're saying. What they're doing is watching you when you're saying it. And they're picking up on your visual cues, but they're missing the content cues. Do this. So take the weapon that you've created, put it to your head, and pull the trigger. Because what happens is we think they're processing what we're giving them verbally, and what they're really processing is how we look visually and how we sound, but not necessarily the content. And because we're not on the same page, they're not getting this, they're getting this. We think they're getting this. This is not going to match. Who has to change? We do. So we have to use less of this and start with this, and learn to use visual more than auditory. Third way you get data in, auditory. Put your hands right here. Your temporal lobes. Both sides are involved, but they're very different. This side is very different than this side. How many ears do you have? 2. All forms of dementia, all forms attack the brain asymmetrically. It means it attacks one side of the brain more than the other. That's how it works. It hits one side and then it spreads more. So what happens in general, the left side of the brain is generally attacked sooner and faster and more devastatingly than the right side of the brain. We don't know exactly why, but most patterns of dementia attack, you're going to see more on the left than on the right. Left, right, language areas, but they're different. We'll come back to that in a little bit. Third way that you get data in your brain, take that middle finger, drop it down, and touch it to the back of your other hand. Now this is actually complicated, and this is one of the most complicated, and it also takes up a lot of brain space. This is sensory motor. You feel something, you do something, you do something, you feel something. They're wired together so that when you feel something, if you like it, you do more of it. If you don't like it, you stop doing it. So when you feel something, you do something to change or encourage or facilitate what you're feeling, and if you don't like it, you don't do it anymore. Here's the biggest challenge of dementia care. Turn to the person next to you. And if you will come up this time for me, Sharon. Thanks. All right, now what we're going to do is eliminate vision, and we're not going to talk. Okay, so we're taking away two of the ways that you would normally be able to get data into your brain, and I'm just going to use that third way. Oh. Go ahead and do that so you get the feel of what it feels like when you're doing this. So you can already tell where I'm going with this. This is not a good one to start with because most people are not fond of the idea of starting an interaction like this. And I do this particularly so you'll start to get the idea, no touching until you've done a visual, verbal, and only then are you allowed to do the touch. You got to make sure they come together. So here's what we're going to do. You close your eyes. People with dementia, put your hands behind your back because I want you to feel incredibly vulnerable. That's what this disease does. It robs you of skills, so you suddenly are pretty vulnerable. And you thought you were confident. Okay, so caregivers, here's what you're going to do. You watch me and do to them what I do to my person. Okay, y'all should have your eyes closed. There should be no peeking. Notice how many of you opened them up to see what I was up to. Yeah, they're sneaky like that. Okay, you ready? We're going to use these. Okay, you ready? And now, one more. Now, I'm going to pause you.
How did that work? Yeah, how did you feel? Anybody, how did you feel? Confused, right?
Yeah.
Anxious, vulnerable, right? Yeah, it's very different when you're on the receiving end. And like she said, you know, visual, we have visual. What's next? Auditory.
And then sensory.
And touch. Okay, let's move on.
How many of you found at some point who were being touched, your eyes flew open? How many of you realized you had a really hard time not going, oh, wait a minute, hang on there. Now, what I want you to do right now is touch yourself where we just touched you. Go ahead and touch yourself where we made the touches.
Did that feel differently? Yeah, you were in control.
How many of you feel that that feels different than when we touched you? Yeah, because if you are doing it yourself, you're actually sending and receiving, and it's a closed circuit. However, when we do to you, it's an open circuit, and for your brain, we eliminated the knowledge of where and when the touch was going to occur, and so your brain was going, oh, 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 oh. It was a hyper alerting, and let me tell you something that we don't think about touch. Light moving touch. Light moving touch. Cockroaches crawling on your skin. Clothes rubbing across. Someone sneaking up on you. Light moving touch is an alerting, arousing touch. It's the hyper alert kind of thing. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. Because it says something's coming and you don't know what it is. And so what happens when we put our hands on people, even lightly, so you touch them lightly and say, wake up, sweetheart. Boom! Because it came out of nowhere. So what I'm going to do is have you try something a little different. And we'll really work on this skill this afternoon, but I want you to test drive the model and see if it makes a difference. Okay? I want you to shake hands with the person. Now, I want you to tell me for a second, what's the most common contact we have with other human beings when we're greeting them and interacting with them? Hand contact, right? So shake hands, and notice the next thing you're going to want to do is let go. Oh, well, that's a bit of a problem, because I want to stay connected because I want to keep the touch so that you'll know what I'm going to do. But the problem is when I lose skill and keep strength, and I like pressure, go ahead and do it. Ow, wait, Mom, let go, what are you doing? Okay? Or if they feel like I'm trying to hold on to them, it makes them want to get away from me, okay? So what we're going to do is as soon as we shake, where did I tell you found comfort? So what we're going to do, and I don't want to trap your fingers. I want to leave your fingers free. I want my fingers free, but I want to be connected to you. So what I'm going to do is slide like this. Do this. Open your fingers up, both of you. Open your fingers up. Make them go like this. You should feel like you've created a bird, a butterfly. You're connected, but you're free to move. Close them down. They can hold on to you. They can use strength. They might use skill. It's comforting because you got pressure down there at the palm. And here's the really cool part. Hold on to them with your strength fingers, and you still can use your skill fingers. How cool is that? And you turn it so you're underneath, which gives the sense of, I'm here to support you and help you, not to try to keep you from doing things. Okay?
Okay, we're going to try this real quick. So for those of you on Zoom, hopefully you have someone with you so you can practice this. I'm going to have Marley walk around the room over here, but let's give this a try with the partners that you had before, okay? So reach out like you're going to shake a hand, okay? And then here's the bird, okay? And we're going to spin around. So my hand is underneath. Marley can't see my hand at all. And I can touch her hand right here. Okay. All right. Okay. And as they were talking that I still have my skill fingers. So if this was a fork, I could hold the fork and I could reach in and get food and turn it around and feed. Right? Because Marley sees her own hand and not mine. Okay, did everybody see that? Okay. Very, caregivers use this a lot for feeding, toothbrushing, hair brushing. Okay, it will change your life.
So if you demonstrate in front of the camera.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Okay. Okay, so we're going to come up like this and shake hands. Then I'm going to spin around so you have the bird. Then Marley's hand is on top and I can put mine here to give her comfort and support. Okay, because I still have my skill fingers, I could take, say, a fork and we could reach in and take food. And then I could feed Marley, but all Marley sees is the whole time is her hand. So she still feels more independent. And again, I'm supporting her. I'm not doing it for her. Okay? We may have some technical difficulties here. Okay, are we ready for the next segment?
Now, here's what we're going to do. You're going to lay your other hand on top of the back of their hand. So you try this. Get them to, oh, now this is an interesting phenomenon. The oldest sensory motor track in the human brain is eye hand. It is the one that develops first. You put a baby, sit it up at 3 months. What will happen if you let go? Down it goes. It doesn't even have trunk control. Doesn't have head control. But if you lay it on its back so it doesn't have to do a whole lot of work, and you put the dangly crap down right in the middle range, they're fascinated by it because they like to see it. And then they're just starting to learn how to do some of this stuff. So they're not very good at it. They don't have skill. They just have some strength. They're learning how, and they're learning to move against gravity. And so you could watch them when they get it. It's like, look what I did. Did you see it? I have control. And suddenly their excitement builds because they have the feeling that they control the world. So what we're going to do, that's the oldest, most primitive sensory motor system in the brain. It's the one that is going to prevail the longest through the end of this disease. It'll be the last one I lose. I hand. But I'll lose skill before I lose strength.
Control, I think, is the key word, because the more people move into the process and their journey, you feel, I know, even at my age, I can see that I've lost some control over things that I did before that I can't do now. And I'm 65. Okay, now add 20, add 10. Okay. So whatever we can do, like when Marley and I were doing this, Marley still feels like she has control. And we have the connection. One thing you'll notice in memory care, staff will wear their name tags on the right side, because look what I've done. This is a direct connect from her to my name tag. We're usually taught to wear it on our left side, because when you shake hands, you naturally look across. But in memory care, you're always going to have it on your right. Okay, makes sense? How, do you see how beneficial that can be? Because I don't want anyone to tell me what to do, or God forbid, try to do it to me. And this is a partnership. We're care partners. We're here to support and to guide. Make sense? Okay, all right. Let's move forward.
But here's the really cool part about human beings. Do this. How cool is this? Visual, motor. Watch this. She's here, she's looking around. So let your partner look around for a second. They're distracted, the world's really interesting, they're excited. Wow, how cool is this? Take your other hand, lay it gently on the back, and give a pump in the hand. And no matter what they're doing, they will pause, they will look at the hand, and they will look at you. Let them look away. Pause. Give them a chance. Check. Because when your hand touches something, your eyes want to see what it is. When your eyes are looking at something, it will also draw your hands. That's the other bad news. So what their eye sees, their hand wants to touch. And you're surprised when they start doing it. Well, you're the one that said, exactly. You put it right where they can see it, within arm's reach, and they're going, okay, look, goodies. On the other hand, if I do this, no matter what she's doing, she's going to notice me. Once I've got her looking at me, you up here? Here we go. Right up there. Here you go. Yours. Right here. Yeah. Got it? There you go. Good. You got it? Yeah. Yeah. Now, right here. Got it? Perfect. She travels with me, so her brain is both getting and giving. I've reestablished the two parts of the loop so that she is doing with me, I am not doing to her. And she can give me feedback. I'm liking this, this scared me, this was okay. Take more time here, but this was fine. Did she give me all that feedback? Yeah, we're talking to each other without words. Because what I'm doing is using what she has left to help me communicate with her with the way that she can get the communication, as opposed to overwhelming her system with data. Okay? So with your partner, I want you to give that a try. Feel the difference between touching with versus touching someone.
We can just do a quick practice that you were doing before. So For those of you on Zoom, if you have a partner, give it a try. See how you're doing it together? Okay. All right. I wish you could see all of these great people in the audience here at Tay Holly. They're having a good time. Okay. We can practice more later. All right, Brett.
All right. So you're starting to get a sense of this. That kind of assistance has a term, and the term I've given that kind of assistance is hand under hand. It denotes the position of my hand. My hand is under yours. My hand is there to support yours. You're the boss. I'm here to help. I'm here to guide. I'm here to assist. I'm not here to take over and try to do things to you. I want to do things with you. Because I know if I can get your brain to understand what I'm doing, you're going to cooperate. You can give me feedback even when you can't speak anymore. You can give me feedback that doesn't result in me getting hit. We can figure out ways to share information because I'm paying attention to what you're able to do. So I'm going to show you where this data gets processed in your brain. It's huge. Do this. The entire top surface of your brain is devoted to sensory motor, sensation and movement, and they are, do this, hardwired together. What you feel drives what you do. What you do drives what you feel. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And there is wiring between what you see and what you do. And there is wiring in a normal brain between auditory processing and sensory motor processing. So if I were to say to you all, stand up, we're going to go downstairs, your brain would take in that auditory data, translate that into an action statement, and get your body organized to stand up, and you would even know where we were heading. By late stage dementia, that's exactly what people with dementia hear when we try to give them auditory data. They lose the content, but they keep the rhythm, and they can't figure out what we're trying to get them to do. And it's not because they're not trying, and it's not because we're not trying. It's because we're using the wrong system for what they have left.
Isn't it? It's very interesting. It's again, how I started this with, I thought I knew it all, and I didn't. And for those of you that know me, I could talk all day long, but it's not about what you say. It's about, it's how they feel when we're around. Okay, we see this a lot when new families move into memory care, and you look at the loved one's face and they're like, oh, I'm doing this for you. This is going to be really a good thing for you. What does my face tell you? No, I'm scared. I'm worried. This is a lot of responsibility for me. Okay. Versus, I found the best place for you. Okay. Whole different thing. Even if they just hear blah, 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 on my face, I look excited. Okay. I'm happy. I'm hopeful. All right. So as we start on, think about ways you can use the technique that you just tried out. Okay. Yes, there will be homework and a test. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, we're ready.
So the other two, what you smell and what you taste, those are your five senses. Those are the ways you get data into your brain. So what are they? What you see, what you hear, what you feel and do, what you smell, and what you taste. These three are your skill manipulators. These two are strong and primitive. But people with dementia are just in the opposite way, like children when it comes to sensory data. Children develop which of these first? Curiosity or safety awareness? Which do they get first? Curiosity. Who's in charge of safety awareness? Someone else, not them. They could care less about safety awareness. They're curious about everything. They want to investigate everything. They're curious. They want to check it out. They have absolutely no safety awareness. Fortunately for everybody, they're pretty well padded. They have pretty quick reflexes. They don't have necks. And their heads sit right on top of their shoulders. They have a long torso. They've really got lots of padding everywhere for both insulation and padding. And their bones are not fragile. They're pretty dense. They bounce. When you get dementia, your brain fries in the opposite way it was developed. It dies, it fries. It's not working in the opposite way. So what are they going to keep? Curiosity. What are they going to lose? Safety awareness. Here's a heads up, you're not my mother. I resent it when you try to be my mother because I've lived a rich, full life. I am not 3 years old. I am not 18 months old. You don't treat me like that. And yet my skill set requires that you figure out how to create an environment that's safe for me. But it still has to have this or I won't stay there. But if it's too much, I get overwhelmed. And if it's not safe, uh-oh. And I don't have what they have. I don't have padding. My bones are fragile. My fat pads have all gone to my trunk. I don't have it in my extremities. And I'm losing skills, and I lose them in the opposite way I develop them. That's the reality.
Okay, so one last time, so we can commit these to memory. What's number one? Visual, auditory,
And then touch and feel,
right?
and then smell and taste.
Yay, great job. Let's move on.
So real quickly, we're going to go back to our scenario. Because what I want you to realize, human beings, when they decide to go do something, what happened is I was sitting here and I got a call to my appetite. I'm thirsty. Core. Well, now the core of my brain is in the center part of my brain. Do this. This is the limbic system. This is that thrive to survive. This is the part that says I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I've got to peep, I've got to poop. And now it's time, and you guys are getting close to that. It's, look, temperature regulation. It's also how I fight infections. It's heart rate, respiratory rate. It's wake-sleep cycle. All that's in the core of my brain, in the limbic system. And then part of that limbic system, put your index fingers out, is my amygdala. Your amygdala is this survival thing. It's your impulse center. Yeah. Fright, flight, fight. Part of the limbic, but special. It's basically designed to protect you in moments of danger. So it's, shit, what was that? No, I don't like that. I want what I want when I want it. Do that. Oh, what was that? Because some of you can't say shit. I don't know why. You can in certain situations, but just not here in front of everybody. Oh, what was that? That's fright. Then, no, that's flight. I want what I want when I want it. Fight. Fight, flight, fright. Autonomic, automatic, basic core stuff. Then around the outside is built other stuff. The last part of a human brain to develop, put your hand right up here, is this one. Safety awareness. That ability to think things through, to be thoughtful, to consider your options, to control that limbic system, that autonomic system, and instead say, you know what, not a good idea. Hang on there. Let's not go right now. Let's wait a second. Making decisions. Initiating, sequencing, terminating, and being able to see something from somebody else's point of view. Very last part of a human brain to develop. There are some people who never get it. Just so you know. You know them. So here I am in the living room, and I decided to make coffee. Ah, that was my limbic system saying, you're thirsty, go get something. And I started to act on that, but what happened? Oh, look, gosh, telephone rang, an interruption, auditory. I knew what to do. I answered the phone because I recognized what it was. And then when I heard my friend's voice, I knew who it was, but I could not think of her name right that moment. That is normal aging. And here's why. What happens with normal aging is the following. Put your hand to the back of your brain. For each human being you've ever met, you take a picture, snapshot. If you see them multiple times, you have multiple snapshots, and you have them each in a file folder marked that person. But then, in order to come up with the name of that person, you have to go up here to the left, temporal lobe, and find your file cabinet for names. You have to sort down through the list of names to find the one that matches that picture. And then what you have to do, go over here, you have to do voice recognition and match it up, and then out of your mouth from this side comes the word, "Hey, Betty." Here's a reality check. Our speed of processing slows over time. It's basically 0.5 to 1% per year from the time you're 25 on. Yeah, around 40 to 50, you're starting to notice the slowing. And so I go to get the data, and it's like, the mouse is not clicking nearly as fast. Now, let me tell you something about these mouse. If you keep clicking that button, you freeze the mouse up, and the mouse goes, "Oh shit, I don't know what you want. Hang on, stop. I don't know what, wait a minute, I'm thinking. What am I thinking? I can't tell you anymore. You want me to think of something. I can't think of it. Oh, blank, blank, blank. It starts with a B. I got to the file drawer. I even got to the right area, but I couldn't come up with the name as quick as I wanted to come up with the name and the expectation. And so some of us go, "Oh, hey, sweetheart, how are you?" I'm cheating. I'm using automatic system to cover for the loss. And some of you call me on it. "Who do you think this is? Why are you so mean? One of these days you'll be older. You'll have that moment of, shit, I don't know who, I know him." This is why we give you name tags. This is why name tags are a good thing. Because what did I provide for your eyeballs? Check, there it is. I don't need to look in the file cabinet. Look, I found it. So as you get with older people, you'll start to notice when you wear your name tag, they look at your name tag after they look at your face, and then they say your name. That's because they're smart. Some of you are doing it here. And if not, you hate when people call you on this. Why are we so mean? Here's what you want to learn how to do. "Hey, Betty, it's Teepa." Why don't we talk like that anymore? We used to say things. There was a polite way that you did the telephone. We don't do it anymore. You go, "Hey, you know who I am?" Or my least favorite, when you know somebody has dementia, "Mom, which one am I?" What is this, a quiz right away? I don't like you very much anymore. You're making me feel stupid. How many people like feeling stupid? Raise your hand if it's your favorite way to feel. We've got to quit doing this, because what ends up happening is you shut down my system, you don't make it work, because right away you shoved your agenda at me. So when we go downstairs, which we are going to do, because you know what I'm noticing? Your limbics are starting to get really active. Y'all had coffee, maybe some juice, you had those, and your limbic is going, "We need to pee. We need to pee now. I need to get up, I need to go pee. Can we go pee? I thought we were going to pee. Are we not going to go pee? I need to go pee." And so your limbic system is sort of queuing you up. We got to go soon. And it better not be long. And getting out of these chairs, we better be careful. Because also I will tell you, some of you have to cue the system up. And here's the first thing. Tell me what you do first thing in the morning when you want to go to the bathroom. You want to know what you do? Hold the pee. Because in the very beginning, your limbic said, "We need to pee." And when you were really little, what happened when you needed to pee? You peed. As you get older, you learn, not here, not now. We have to put it in a place, a certain place. As you get a little older, these systems are not working as quick and sharp as you might hope. So you actually have to devote energy to hold the pee, make the other muscles work, but hold the pee, keep holding the pee, hold that pee. Keep holding it. Ooh, we're in the bathroom. Do not let go. Hang on tight. Got to do a lot of other things. Keep holding the pee. Hold back the pee while you go. Okay, now put it down. Now the guys have another problem. Okay, now you can let go. Okay, really, you can. Just relax. No, don't hold on. No, come on, there's more. I'm telling you there's more. Come on, let's let it out. Come on. No, don't tighten up. No, that's not enough. So the women have stress incontinence and the guys have bladder outlet problems. They have retention. So this is the tricky part of getting old. It has nothing to do with dementia, but you put dementia on top of it and we have big issues. When we meet back downstairs, what we're going to do is finish out the scenario and talk about skill building. And the whole thing is going to come together for you to help you appreciate how you can help people take in data and how you can use your skill to be supportive.
Interesting, isn't it? We're, in the interest of time, we're going to move directly to what's not normal, but we have a poll. And the poll question for those of you online and those right here, have you or any of your loved ones had an official diagnosis of dementia? Or do you know someone with the official diagnosis? Okay. All right. Okay. About half of the group here. Ooh. Okay. Wow. Okay, so about 69% say yes, a loved one. So this next part is even more important. So what's not normal? Let's watch the video.
We need to do a quick review because we've changed places. And one of the things we know about brains is where you learn and hear something matters. And one of the things as we get older, it matters more than you think. When you change rooms, your brain resets the screen. And that is one of the reasons, even if there wasn't a phone call, you might walk from one room to the other and then, what was it I came in here for? Because when you're in a whole new setting, look at all the new data that's coming in and it's bombarding your senses. And if you didn't strongly hook the thing you wanted to go do into that, what's called working memory, by the time you get to the new place, there's nothing to find. Unless you go back to where you had the thought before and then you can find it. Now, I just said a word that's really important, working memory. We now know there's a whole variety of different kinds of memory storage in the human brain. We used to just think it was either long-term and short-term. That's not true. Working memory is probably one of the most vital kinds of memories, and it involves a complex process. Do this. Working memory means that you have to wire together all parts of your brain to get it to work. Because it's complex, human beings can hold the following number of things in working memory. Working memory means I'm able to manipulate and work with them all at the same time. 5, put your hand up. 5, isn't that wonderful? 5 to 8. That's the most a human being can hold on to, and this is the least that a normal functioning human being should be able to hold on to at a time. 5 to 8. So I should be able to hold on to at least 5 pieces of information in my working memory. It's actually pretty complicated. I've got to do a variety of things to do it, but I can. So what I did when I wanted to make coffee, when I was sitting there, finished the TV program, I put make coffee in working memory. And then I went to a new place, and before I could get settled in the new place, the kitchen, which is where I would make the coffee, the telephone rings. So I didn't quite make it to the kitchen to establish the relationship, which would have allowed me to go ahead and do what? Make coffee. I could have finished it off. But instead, what happened is the telephone rang. Attention, attention, new data, incoming. So what I did is I went and answered the telephone, and the first thing, it was my friend. Now I got diverted a little bit because what did I have to find? Because the way she did it. Her name, and so that took a little energy. So it's my friend Betty. And then she asked me a question. Do you want to meet? She gave me data at 2 o'clock, at the mall, at Macy's. She told me there was a new chocolate store that opened. And then I had to hold on to the information about that. And then I had to go find the thing that I know she likes. So I had to go do that. And it was the white, shut up. The white. Now that reaction was you trying to give me more data when I was already trying to work with data. And so what did you notice my little limbic did? Shut up, I don't like that. So shut up is a way to say you're trying to do too much and I didn't like that. And it's a fight system. It was an automatic. So people say, shut up, I'm trying to, would you leave me alone? That distress sign is just, you're trying to put data in and I'm already processing, do you mind? And what you want to say is, I'm sorry. Instead of, I'm sorry, I was just trying to help you. It's like, what part of I was trying to process data and you're interrupting did you not get? And what's our natural reaction when somebody says, shut up? No, I was going to tell you why I was interrupting you. That's what you want to do. Do this. Go ahead, do it. Y'all love diarrhea of the mouth. You get diarrhea of the mouth. You try to tell them even when they said, don't tell me. You ignore their message back to you because you have important You want them to understand why you interrupted them. I don't give a shit why you interrupted me. All I'm trying to tell you is quit interrupting me so I can finish what I was doing. Now, some of us are always that way, but guess what happens when you get dementia? Even if you weren't, you become more that way. Guess what happens when you're stressed? Same thing. So professionals, when you're trying to talk to families about, this is what I want you, well, shut up, I can't take it. Family members, you're trying to talk to another family member. I can't hear this right now. Would you? Particularly, you're trying to talk to the one who's the primary because you're observing that their behavior is not helping. And they're going, ah! And you're going, wait, I just want to tell you. What did they just tell you? I'm full, leave it alone. We have a hard time hearing that message, don't we? Because what means we need to do what? Take a time out, just shut up. And then when they pause, that's when you say, I'm sorry, I interrupted what you were doing. Because we want to work with them, not fight with them. And if you keep pushing your agenda, do this, take your finger and poke at somebody with it. Go ahead, poke. How many of you like being poked with that? Would you just be quiet? So what I'm going to tell you, this is a critical message for you to get into your brain and appreciate. When I give you negative feedback, it's not because I'm trying to be ugly. I'm trying to get you to listen to me because you're generally trying to talk to me. So I put coffee in there, but all this other stuff. I filled up all the space. Not only the 5, I'm going to have caramels, but you're going to have coconut, and we need to meet at the menswear entrance. So what will I not have with me when I get there? The vacation pictures, and who will I not have called? Margaret. Where's coffee? Well, I lost that a long time ago. That's not even on the table anymore. I mean, it's long gone. I don't even have a way to get to it anymore right now. Except if you're a young person, you're young and your wiring is really good and quick. What will happen? What's the first thing I did when I couldn't think what it was? I looked around the kitchen. So the first thing you do is you look around the kitchen. A young person hasn't done that much stuff in the kitchen. So they look around the kitchen and what do their eyes notice? The coffee pot, and they go, cha-ching, drop the penny. They don't have to go anywhere. You're a little older. You've done a lot of things in the kitchen. Some of them we want to talk about, some we don't. But you've done so many things in the kitchen, you can't look around the kitchen and get it to pop. So then you try system number 2. You always go in this order. You talk to yourself. Tell your children it's healthy. Because what you're literally trying to do by talking out loud is prompt the memory of why you came in there. You literally say to yourself, and everybody did it. I heard some of you all do it. Now, what did I come in here for? Because now you've moved to auditory cueing. You're trying to cue yourself up because if you say it out loud, maybe it will prompt what it was. It will be enough of a cue to get you to go, cha-ching, there it is. But that didn't work either. Because when you get a little older, it wasn't firmly enough embedded, and there's too many other things floating around now. I've lost it. So I have to actually physically travel back to the setup where I was. And then if you watched, I tried the whole thing all over again. I looked at the chair, I looked at the TV. I say to myself, I was watching TV, the program ended, and I still couldn't get it to pop until, cha-ching, there it was, right there waiting for me in my working memory. But I just couldn't get to it. Normal aging. That's absolutely normal. All of that is normal. I'm in the living room and I've been watching TV and the program ends and I said, well, you know what? I think I'll go make something to drink because I want something hot. I'll make some of the stuff that you get, coffee. That's it. Gonna make it. Phone rings. Hello? Hey, sweetheart. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Who is this exactly? Betty who? Oh. Well, why didn't you say? Okay. Well, what do you want? Meet today? Why do you wait till the last minute? I wish you'd tell me ahead of time. Well, I don't remember you talking about it at Bridge. Did you talk about it at Bridge? Well, you talk all the time at Bridge. Your mouth runs incessantly. Huh? Well, okay, I don't mean to be mean, but you just talk a lot, that's all. What? Oh, you want to meet at the mall? Okay, well, that's fine. Which end? 2 o'clock? Yeah. Macy's? Well, honey, I don't think there's a Macy's at that mall. Where's there a Macy's? No, that's a J.C. Penney's. It's a J.C. Penney's. I have a card with them. I have a credit card with them. I know what it is. I buy things there. What do you mean they moved out? No, I shopped there not long ago. There's no way they moved out. Did they just close up? Well, good Lord. No, that's still, you sure? I think you're wrong. Well, fine, I'll meet you at that end. I know where you're talking about then. Huh? Inside the men's, well, of course I know where inside the menswear is, but you better get to the right store. You're not going to be there. Huh? All right, well, fine, whatever. What? Oh, they opened a chocolate store. Well, you know me, I love that. That's my favorite. What? Well, I'll have caramel, and you'll get the, oh, you like the kind of brown hairy ball and the brown stuff. What do you mean, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the brown hairy ball kind that you like. You like the brown hairy ball. Do you speak English? Honest to God, get what you want. I don't give a shit. I mean, whatever. I won't start arguing about this. Huh? Well, no, I'll call her and see if she wants to come. That's fine. What? The vacation pictures? Oh, about on the boat? Yeah, I'll bring them. Wait till you see yourself in that bathing suit. Well, honey, you look like a cow. No, I'm telling you, your butt cheek is hanging out so bad. I mean, it looks, I mean, you must have put on, what, 30 pounds? I mean, you're eating too many of the brown hairy ball things. That's what's going on. I mean, that's all I can tell you about it, because that's, you got to be sucking them down because the way it's coming. Well, if you don't like looking the way you look, you should do something about it. That's what I say. Well, listen, do you want to get together? Or are you going to get an attitude? Well, then I'll see you there too. That's fine. I don't know why you're so stirred up. You're the one eating. All right, then. Shit. I mean, I don't know what her problem is. Lord, she gets an attitude. Now, let me think here. Oh. A dirty cup. A coffee cup. Now, I told my son that I was fairly sure that gypsies were coming in here at night and making coffee, drinking my coffee, and leaving dirty dishes, because I've never left a dirty dish in my life. And here it sits, a dirty coffee cup, partially drunk out of. I'll guarantee this has their prominence all over it. And I better go check the bathroom, because sure, when they get in here and get that, they'll steal toilet paper, too. They always steal toilet paper. Look at that. See, the roll's empty again. They come in here, and he thinks I'm nuts. I'm not nuts, because I saw that it's gone. Well, I'm going to go down to the corner store here and get some toilet paper, because there's nothing worse than constipation, and you got to go, and there's no toilet paper. You got to have some. So I go down to the corner store, and I pick up a few things that I need, because I know there's some things I need. And I come back, and I go to put them in the fridge and such. And there's another quart of milk in there. Well, I wonder who brought that by. I don't know when they brought that. Well, good, I can make use of it. It'll be fine. And let me go put this toilet paper up. You know, I'm not going to put it in here, because sure as hell they'll steal it just like they stole the other stuff. I'm going to go put this in the spare bedroom closet, because they won't think to look there. Okay, here we go. Oh, my God. This is where they're keeping it until they can bring a truck to come pick it up. There's got to be 30 rolls right there. I'm going to hide it under the bed. They won't know where to look for it. At 10 minutes after 2, the telephone rings. Hello? Well, hi there. How are you? What do you mean, where am I? I'm at home. Where are you? Well, what are you doing at the mall? Well, if you wanted me to come to the mall, you should have called me. I can't read your mind. What do you mean you did? Who'd you talk to? No, I didn't talk to you. I don't remember if I'd talked to you. I hadn't talked to you in, I don't know, a month or so. You did not call me. Maybe you called the other one. Listen, I mean, I hate saying this because I hate even bringing it up, but I think you best go see the doctor because I think you may have that dementia they talk about because I think you're all turned around, sweetheart. All right, well, bye-bye. All right, so at your table, I want you to do a quick review of what's normal and what's not. So go through the laundry list of everything we've talked about and see if you can highlight some of the things of not normal. Just talk about your not normals.
Wow. Yeah, big difference, isn't there? And especially if you think about what we're already going through with normal aging, okay? And now add to that when your brain is failing you, okay? It's funny. I love the way she presents it, but we've seen it. We've all seen it. Give me a couple of things that you picked on the second one that was different.
She didn't remember the phone call.
She didn't remember the phone call, and then she suggested that perhaps her friend has dementia.
Yeah.
Okay. What about her ability? What did she say to her friend about her appearance in her swimming suit? Yeah, you probably wouldn't say that to a dear friend that, you know, you're eating too many of the dark hairy ball things, right? Inability to recall the identity of the person, right? So I think it's a really good, using that same scenario, it's a really good way to see the differences. Okay. I mean, I think we've seen a lot of these ourselves with loved ones that have dementia. So yeah, amazing. One thing I do want to say that there's normal aging and not normal aging. There are other things that do need to be ruled out. Hearing, okay? They could be hard of hearing. As Mindy and I were talking earlier, that when you're in a period of high stress, and for those of you that are caring for loved ones, you're in high stress. I have had family members say to me, oh my goodness, my husband has dementia and now I think I'm losing it too. Well, it's stress-induced memory loss, okay? It's that cortisol we talked about earlier. Sometimes you're acutely ill and it's not dementia, it's an acute illness. You might have a new medical illness that they're trying to work through the process. It could be an interaction with medication or pain and psychological trauma, okay? So if you start seeing some of these, don't self-diagnose. There's my second disclaimer of the evening. Go and get checked out. All right. Any questions? Yes, sir.
I seem to pick up, maybe I didn't hear it, but
Mm-hmm.
she said there's really not short-term and long-term memory loss, that it's working memory, but isn't there cases, isn't it true that some people just don't have the short-term, but they remember things way back?
Absolutely. And in the next class, we're actually going to talk about that. Thank you for the segue into my next class. There's short-term, long-term, and working memory. Okay, there's three. Okay. All right. Yeah,
So I
Corey.
remember, I mean, I don't remember, I do, I'm forgetting it now, you know. So, with my family member, I noticed things so much in that not normal, like 14 to 15 or 20 dozen cookies at the same time, sitting off the counter. And a lot of those things that were on the not normal. It's just amazing how many there are.
It is. It's a process of discovery. It really is. Yes, sir.
How about forgetting how to spell words that you used to spell easily?
Again, I would say that would be almost normal aging because I know all of Well, we're gonna go with that one. How's that? And you know, sometimes I'm even looking over here at Christine and Brett, that, have you ever written a word and you go, that doesn't look right to me? And I'll resort to spell check. What did we do before all of those things happened? Anyway. Well, I want to be sensitive to time, and I know we already went over by a little bit. I just want to thank you all for being here tonight, for sharing a little over an hour of your time with me. This is great. This really just warms my heart that people are interested and engaged and want to know more. There's going to be an email that comes up if you have any questions on Zoom or not, and it's info@wesleyhomes.org. So feel free to reach out. The other thing I wanted to say very quickly is that the last two in this series, we want to answer your questions. We want to provide you with the information that you came here for. Okay, the first one was just a general overview of what meant so much to me personally. And then next time, we're going to talk about the different types of dementia and some of the symptoms and things that you see with those different types of dementia. But then session 3 and 4, we are going to delve into things like when's the right time to move? Okay, different things. But please flood that email with questions and things you want to learn. And Marley and I will put our thinking caps on. We're a great team, and we'll put our thinking caps on and get you as much information as we can. So thank you so much for joining us, for those of you on Zoom. And I'm just going to say good night. If you want to stay around here, please go forth. And for the folks on Zoom, have a good evening. See you next Wednesday at 6. Thank you. Bye. Wasn't that fun?